There's a saying, when the devil ignores you, then you know you're doing something wrong.
There's a colloquialism: when Satan disregards you, then you realize you're accomplishing something wrong. That was Denzel Washington discussing how Satan possibly makes an appearance to individuals while they're making the best decision, just that Satan for this situation could have been Diddy at. Washington was apparently seen leaving one of the Big Shots parties with an odd face. Go down now. He ensured he gets down on why he appeared to be stirred up. Turns out he could have seen Diddy accomplish something thing that left him scarred. Something like this: we used to have these containers, right, and on this jug, they be customary Moab bottles. On them bottles, not too far off, they been have something to cause the young ladies to be genuine dangerous. And this sort of stuff. And presently, it's all, even a lot of more terrible, very much like some other social event of any gathering you're in. Every case sure to find perfect inverses, or for this situation, individuals developing to become contrary energies guise of what their identity was. We've seen this in the existences of a few superstars as of late. Take Diddy, for instance, the rapper who many knew to be a savage financial specialist that wouldn't allow anything to impede him and his cash, appears to have changed into an alternate man. In addition to the fact that the news said he chose to give his old craftsmen their distributing freedoms after more than 10 years of draining them, but on the other hand, he's rebranded himself as sibling adoration to suggests that all he does is spread love anyway. Even with these progressions to Diddy's life, you take one glance at him and can see how he and somebody like Denzel Washington are miles separated. Well, it would stun you to realize these men used to move with the very circle until Denzel could have once been a standard at his insane gatherings. Yet it appears Denzel could have seen Diddy enjoy a few things that changed his whole direction about the business, and presently the man is at last shouting off. There's practically nobody out there who can say they haven't at one point caught wind of Diddy's gatherings. It's the party even VIPs simply expected to get a greeting into. Essentially, it was for some time during the 90s and mid-2000s. Nowadays, the main thing that is, by all accounts, getting out and about the gatherings are a few guilty pleasures the participants of the gatherings have referenced, while that discussion generally whirls on medications and all outstripped individuals strolling about out his gatherings doing every one of the most extreme substances. A great many people just recall that Diddy had a propensity for strolling into rooms with men. Now the rapper himself hasn't at any point emerged to concede he's gay yet. What he has done is depict himself as Sully Liquid sorting these things out. Do you truly think any space with Diddy is where you'd find somebody like Denzel Washington? Turns out it used to be at one point, just that it appears to be the narratives of Diddy's venture could have gotten to him, and it most certainly struck a rope. Most definitely Denzel, in a real sense, cut that part out of his life, and not even once thought back anyway. These subtleties have figured out how to avoid the media for a really long time, significantly in light of the fact that the entertainer is referred to for keeping his own life as careful and out of the media as conceivable. Then again, it appears to be the entertainer could have taken as much time as necessary to consider his encounter until he was at last prepared to talk. Lovely people, it appears to be that time is at long last upon us, as Washington currently is, by all accounts, singing like a bird. So is he competent? I accept Cassie. Who accept? I realize we should continuously see the best in individuals, yet Diddy sort of has an approach to annoying off on you. This has been the account of a few group who have managed him throughout the long term. It appears Denzel Washington may be the furthest down the line expansion. Oh, that rundown of individuals, as the entertainer has recently seen, apparently indicated that sibling love wasn't generally the most cherishing individual in any event, beginning to look like could have been the very thing that destroyed the generally understaffed relationship they had. There are only sure big names you won't ever have envisioned could be companions in 100 years, and Denzel's name in any sentence with Diddy likely gives a many individuals that equivalent inclination. Stand by. When listening to this, I feel that since within all of us, we have something pulling at us, advising us to put stock in something, to have confidence in something, believe that is regular. That is the God in us. Obviously, these individuals undoubtedly share a ton for all intents and purpose, as they're the two veterans in media outlets and have kept up with their significance with fruitful tasks in their separate professions anyway. Diddy, as per the verifiable realities accessible about him, has consistently had a skill for lavishness, whether it's his music video or an appearance at the club. For however long Diddy's in that space, Odds are everybody knows he's there, Mr. Lee. Definitely, I love this drink. I like when you like this, daddy, where you put my BE while you scrambling and scratching. I'll rehearse. I got Washington, then again, has been portrayed by quite a few people as somebody who doesn't talk without question. So, with these differentiating C's about the two men, it's a marvel that they might go any place together, yet we as a whole expertise insane. The 9 ES were by a few clasps from Once Upon a Time. It appears Denzel Washington was a participant at a portion of Diddy's gathering. Nobody can truly say this is no joking matter, as big names to parties stringently for famous people. Constantly, how anyway it appears Denzel could have not been completely certain of what occurred at Diddy's gatherings prior to tolerating the welcome, or perhaps it was truly a standard party on the grounds. At the following time paparazzi found him leaving a Diddy party, he didn't have the most splendid grin. Hey dial, hi. How are you? Why, you ask? We should say Diddy's gatherings don't have the best surveys. First of all, virtual entertainment powerhouse, business visionary, wine creator, and writer Josh Rovsky supposedly shared a genuine frightfulness experience with Diddy and his companions. Josh lives in the US. The Fat Jew is the name by which he is better perceived via virtual entertainment. You realize many individuals felt one way, and many individuals felt the alternate way. I kind of got sort of put into the center, resembled the essence of the issue. And I resembled. You realize the web is for hollering and shouting. Josh fundamentally discussed how he confronted the kickback when he uncovered Diddy for his grimy activities. Well, it was likewise normal for the Neens to censure Josh in light of the fact that we as a whole skilled Diddy has consistently kept his radiant picture among the public. As everything began when Josh went to a party that was hung on Star Island in Miami, which is additionally the area of P. Diddy's confidential chateau. He was there close by a notable housemaker who was filling in as the party's DJ, and what might he at some point have potentially seen there? And like delightful, like ethnic models, like wonderful ladies who I clearly cared very little about Kuzu. So just gorgeous ladies, yet on the off chance that they were just gorgeous models there ought to be nothing bad about the party, and letting me know, like, you realize each third individual is some chief got in the background, folks, who I don't perceive this is the sort of thing dubious where Josh could have staggered in light of the fact that he could have been dreaded of being recorded unjustly, and to think about it is additionally exceptionally dubious how a party can have ladies while there are no men except for what happened. Subsequently, Josh went to search for the restroom and that he just advanced down one stairway, and he found himself profound inside the contorting halls of the manor. And here two things could have sounded off-putting to him. One, no washroom in the rooms, and men in the rooms. And this isn't it. They were all lying around in an extremely strange way, all similar to exceptionally like Romanesque, like laying about, and similar to exceptionally like sort of resting on one another, not actually spooning yet, like conversationally spooning. Great, you call. Be aware, assuming that two individuals lie like they are spooning, they should be a couple, yet two men spooning and appearing to be sincerely involved is to some degree exceptionally unusual. Definitely. It would nearly be the introduction to Ain or yes, gracious, totally wow. It was so prefaced too. That entire situation might have been enough for Josh to clear all questions that Diddy put on an act to welcome wonderful ladies so nobody could find what was truly occurring behind that pool loaded with ladies. Yet Josh didn't sit back quietly and, surprisingly, unveiled evidently that Diddy, after endlessly parties, are something like nervousness, since when you leave those gatherings the scenes torment you for your life. He said essentially all that I have a plenty of issues, aren't we as a whole of now experiencing seething tension. The encounters we do individuals want to do, like riding around in a convertible with a llama in New York. There are likely not a many individuals on the planet who don't have the foggiest idea about how Washington could dislike Diddy's lifestyle, considering the entertainer is quite often talking about the holy book or supernatural occurrences in his meetings up on the mountain. I've been Howard yet, that is an elusive slant, no doubt, and it's desolate up there. Definitely, you realize individuals don't have the foggiest idea about that side of it yet. On the off chance that you actually don't see it, what about the way that Diddy could have felt weak at the knee over unlawfully sedating ladies once upon a time? That is right, as per charges by one of his old protectors. Gan bargain, Diddy used to have ladies around him ingest drugs without their insight. The previous guardian, who used to, for the most part, go wherever with Diddy, said the rapper had an example Where he wouldn't place drugs in that frame of mind for the women since they were dependably wary about that, they don't comprehend is in the squeezed orange and it's in the cranberry juice they didn't place the pills and the stuff in there. The roofies he uncovered that rather Diddy would have the medications be placed into the punch, which the vast majority who need to avoid liquor typically took at parties. Much to their dismay, they were taking a few pretty solid substances again. This completely conflicts with everything Denzel Washington and